North Carolina. And we're about to start draw number 4 of our first ever mixed doubles bonspiel. Let's see if I can give you a rundown on the players. On sheet A, we have triangle team consisting of Murray Jackson and Kathy Jackson versus a Midland, Michigan team of Matt Whaley and Ashley Ezerman. On sheet B, which is our feature sheet, you'll see that primarily in the 4 main panels. We have our triangle team of Ken Cato and Kate Stewart versus a combination Palmetto and Coastal Carolina team consisting of Ryan Smith and Aaron Sagers. On sheet C, we have the Peachtree Curling Club represented by Rick Eswine and Maria Eswine. And they're going up against the Charlotte team of Jeremy Hosgen versus Stacy Pinavea. On sheet number 4, sheet D in this club, we have a triangle team consisting of Doug Burglar and Sue Mitchell going up against a combination triangle San Francisco team of Lee Franklin and Cameron Kim. So we're in for some exciting curling. We'll be starting up here in about 1 minute. Now, for the benefit of people who haven't watched mixed doubles before, the rules are a little bit different than regular curling. We start each end by pre-placing 2 rocks. The team that has the choice, which is another way of saying they've got the hammer, although they are allowed to give up the hammer if they so choose, will place one of their rocks at the back of the forefoot, and the team that does not have choice will end up placing one of their rocks as a center line guard about halfway between the house and the hog line. Sorry about that. Fortunately, our broadcast booth also has the only phone in the club, and cell phones don't seem to work in our building. Alright, as I was explaining before, the rules are slightly different, and the team consists of 2 players only, male and female. The order of play will be 1 player will throw the 1st and 5th rocks, because there's only 5 rocks per team, and the other player will play rocks number 2, 3, and 4. And it's up to them to decide who's going to throw the first and last rocks and who's going to throw the middle 3. And you can change that every end. So if it didn't work out so well having your team captain throwing last rocks, you can switch it for the next end. Alright, so we're off again here on sheet B. Looks like the triangle team of Ken Cato has choice in this end. They're the yellow rocks. And that rock was just delivered by the Palmetto Coastal Carolina team by Ryan Smith. Looks like they came up a little shy. The basic strategy is simple. You're probably trying to draw right to the button and freeze to that back rock.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. The rules for mixed doubles curling have changed this year. You are allowed to sweep your partner's rocks, and you can sweep your own rocks. So you can have 2 sweepers. And you don't necessarily have to have somebody standing in the house with a broom. The person delivering the rock knows where they're aiming, then you can have a sweeper standing right behind the hog line, ready to go.
I think let's throw like an 8 or a 9 and just do a little tap.
I think they re-pebbled and nipped, so we've got fresh pebble on the ice. It's playing a little slower than it was in the morning session. And we have 2 microphones on the ice. Alright. Looks like Ryan wants to call for the draw around the guard. see how much fall is in the ice at this point, whether it's able to come in and around. Looks like the shot is going wide. Will it come back? Too heavy, I think.
Great shot. Excellent.
All right. That was Aaron delivering the Yellowstone, and now we have Kate delivering the Redstone.
Great shot.
Now, the microphones are out on the sheet, and they pick up all 4 sheets. So what you just heard was Sue Mitchell over on sheet D. And her voice does carry.
That's hard. You're tapping.
The same thing. Yeah, the exact same thing.
All right, simple draw shot for Kate Stewart. Line looks a touch narrow. She may be trying to tap that front yellow guard into the house. I think it's going to be a little light for that.
You don't want to be doing that all day. That's terrible. How about here? Just the bite is good. Chop 12. Same thing for both. Too much weight last time.
It's going to take us an end or two before the players get used to how stiff the ice is after the repebbling. And once they do, we're going to have a pretty exciting game here.
Hold on. That's okay.
Looks like they're going for the tap up on the red guard. It's looking good.
Great shot.
Good shot.
Great shot.
Great shot. Come on. Great shot.
And a great shot by Aaron. Kate now preparing to deliver her second stone. Looks like Ken's having trouble deciding what to do here. I would suggest following in that red rock that just went in there and hopefully clip off the inside of it. A little hit and
Kill
roll.
it and try to come in.
Back line.
Same weight's good. Let's come around it.
Look like his 2 yellow guards are organized well enough to tap that in.
Yeah. Got a curling wife this weekend. No, she's in Ohio. Her parents' 15th anniversary. Great line. Good shot. Great shot.
All right, looks like there's a clearer path to the button now. Yellow will obviously want to put a guard in that position.
Oh, is that today?
Sorry, red.
Line's good.
This red is the shot rocket this time.
Look at this.
This would be good if it doesn't cut too much. No, it's holding fairly straight. Did it get past the hog line? No. Oh, she can't be too happy with that shot. That could end up costing them. That center line is wide open for the takeout. Little hit and roll behind cover.
It won't move much.
We've seen Kate make this shot many times in the past.
Hold it.
Looks like she might be a little bit wide and a little light. Don't think they're going to like the results of this shot.
If we do, we'll still probably cover it.
Well, as we noticed before, the ice is fairly stiff after the first pebble, so it's tough to judge that weight. Looks like they're debating what to do down in the far house.
In that line.
Don't like that,
They
bro?
might just be trying to guard it again because both teams only have one rock in the house. The most you could give up here is 2, but if you don't put the guard up, it's almost assuredly they will dial in on that takeout. You might be trying to take out the back yellow. They're not giving much ice for a guard. And it looks like draw a weight on that rock.
Run this straight back. If I run that straight back.
But it is not coming in. He'll end up splitting the guard and providing another guard. He should be all right with that. Yeah. Puts yellow in a tough position. Could try to run the red back to take out, but that might leave red with 2 if you front guard on the wrong side. He's eyeballing his combo. The warm room goes silent as they put up Steve Colbert's report on the new brush head. So Ken has taken his time, but he has to realize that there is a time limit on the game. The timer starts at 1 hour and 45 minutes, and it is now down to 1 hour and 35 minutes. So they've taken 10 minutes for this first end. They have 8 ends, so that's within reason.
Left side. Put me on the 4 foot. Yeah. Try this way. I can get the ball out. Go ahead and draw. Yep. Yep. Line. Hard line. Hard, 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 hard. Up here.
Actually, no, I do want it on this side.
He didn't throw the one
Stay up for me. on, Dave.
Same one?
Yeah.
Good job.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Substitute this. I didn't know he was there. I didn't even try it.
I like the same weight right here. Same weight's good.
Is that the same group?
Yeah, about the same.
Stand up. Ron,
Yes!
quarter shot.
Yes!
Good. That's good.
Stand on the edge.
Dodge it.
Yep! Yep, come at the end!
Come back to you as a guy.
Let's take it out. About here. Maybe half. Let's throw half. You can see most of it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Let's do that. Hack.
Needs to be heavy. Needs to be heavy. I'm going to try to spill the yellow to here.
Yeah, it is falling.
Okay, sorry for that hiatus. Actually, watch the Stephen Colbert Report. It is quite funny. It's on YouTube about the new brush heads in curling. So we're looking at one of the last rocks here. No, middle rocks.
Yeah.
Ooh, squeaked by that guard. Unable to touch the shot rocks. So Ken wants to protect those shot rocks.
It is. Yeah. South on 4 inches less.
Shot.
He's coming in a little bit heavy. Might be going for that back red rock. It stayed straight, but that rock's out of there. Unfortunately, that gives red a chance to do the identical shot. If they can hit it with a little roll and bump that yellow off the button, they'd be sitting pretty.
Gotta be right here.
Oh, wait.
T-line.
Some discussion on the broom there.
Sleeping, so.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Hopefully that rock doesn't move over too soon. She'll flip the guard. It's made it by the guard. And nicely right up to shot rock. Oh, a poor bounce, unfortunately. But they managed to get that yellow off the button. There's a nice pocket there for anybody who wants to glide into it.
This bottom cells, is that more? That's more than
On the outside.
less.
See what Kate Stewart can do here. Looks like Ken is calling for a hit and roll off that red rock. It would push the red rock out of the 4-foot and roll the yellow in for shot rock. I suspect it would still be behind the tee line, which is not great news because red can still glide one in after it. But it doesn't seem to be doing a lot of curling. It's holding fairly straight. She's coming at it hot and heavy here. Shot's a little wide. It's not going to have the desired result. They lose one of the yellows, lose 2 yellows out of the 4-foot. And I don't think they're too happy with that shot. Yellow still lying 2. Red scored in the last end, so yellow has probably got the hammer. This will be the last shot for red. You can try one of 2 things. You can curl into the button, although I didn't see a lot of evidence of curl in that direction. Or you can try a hit on the inside of the yellow and roll it over into the button.
Yeah, but not that much dice. Use it back in case
Try changing the scene here. This is our 3-panel view. It allows us to see the delivery, the curl, and the house without actually having to look backwards at the shooter. Some people prefer this view, some people prefer the 4-panel view. I find it all pretty frenetic myself.
It looks too heavy on your hands.
The advantage of this view is we don't have the webcam view of people passing by. We missed Murray making a face in the camera. Looks like he's opted to come in from the other side, which is surprising since everybody was dialed in so nicely on the other side of the house. Looks like his throw was pretty good. It's not coming in enough though. I don't think he'll even make the 4-foot. It's not enough. Well, look at the glide on that. Alright, so he cuts them down to 1. But yellow still has 1 more rock to go. That was a nice shot by Ryan Smith.
all the way. Can't hurt it. Can't hurt it.
It's still possible to get rid of that rock, and it's in full view. You can hit it to the inside and spill it out the back of the house. Roll onto the button. That would leave yellow with 3, possibly 4. It's tough to tell from the overhead view whether the yellow rock or the red rock is closer to the red 4-foot circle. The camera angle is kind of angled, so you get a bit of a fisheye view from the house tee line going outwards. One of these days, when our club isn't quite so busy, we're going to get up on a ladder and start adjusting these cameras. The cameras are courtesy of Ken Sugihara, who gave us a grant to buy all of the video equipment in our club. We have 17 on-ice cameras. We have 6 65-inch TVs in the warm room. And what you're seeing on your display is actually what's being displayed in the warm room for this sheet. Looks like Ken's a little wide for what he wants to accomplish here. He may end up cutting themselves down. Yep. It may be 2, it may not be. It might be a measurement.
Top 12.
I guess he was opting for a simple draw down that side, maybe a hit and roll, but as we've all seen, it runs pretty straight down that side. Yes, they will do a measurement. I think we'll pause for a commercial here, and we will thank our ice making team, headed up by Steve Janosko. They were out here all day Friday, double scraping the ice and repebbling it, trying to level things out in time for the Bonspiel. And they've been doing all of the maintenance in between games. They were here early this morning. They'll be here late at night. They were here late last night.
Good shot.
Alright, so somebody, Ken, has managed to retrieve the measuring tool from the far end of the ice. He's on his way back. That'll take a little bit of time for him because he can't disrupt the game on sheet D.
That wave was really good.
Sheet D, it looks like Doug Brugler is doing a fantastic job here. They're up 3-0.
A little bit outside. Wait for it. One.
Let's see if we can get an overhead view of the ice here. Nope, that's quite a different view.
I'll give you a little less ice. Same weight's great.
That's our webcam view. We'll go back to more of an overhead view here. So for those of you who don't know what a measuring device is, it's a big long bar with a micrometer that can be slide back and forth, and you lock it in position. You set it so it just touches the rock and you get a reading on one rock, and then you swing it all the way around, pivoting on the button, and see whether the other rock has a larger or smaller micrometer reading. There's a little deflection bar that you can't see that points straight down towards the ice, touches the rocks. Now if they obey protocol, they will push the rock in. Yes, it looks like a yellow. So in addition to the 2 they already had, I think that was 3. That means that red will have choice on the 3rd end. And puts Ken in a comfortable lead of 3-1. Now leads can change very quickly in this game. If your draw weight is off in one direction on one end, they can keep piling rocks into the forefoot and you can keep missing. And you can get a 4-point swing quite easily.
Your weight's probably an 8. Give me this divider over here. I'm gonna give you more weight. It does, or more ice. It does grow.
All right, so they've set up the rocks in their pre-positioned spots. Red does not have the hammer, so they're going to go first. Sorry, yellow's going first. Red has the hammer. Ken is going to try the typical strategy of drawing to the button, freezing against the rock at the back of the forefoot. Nobody's sweeping this. Looks a little wide. Could be a little heavy. Looks like it's just wide. The weight's not too bad. Let's see if we can't switch views here. There we go.
Great shot.
First shot by Ryan Smith in the third end. Looks like he might need a little help getting to where it's going. He's got 2 sweepers on it. And they have left it at the top of the 12 as a guard. It still leaves the left side of the house available for Kate to curl a yellow rock onto the button. Looks like it's cutting in. It'll make it by the guard, lots of room. Just a matter whether it's got enough weight to get it there. Ken, we all know, is an excellent sweeper. That was a nice shot. It leaves it in position to be tapped up to the button on your second shot. The red team knows this. They will probably attempt to stop them from doing that. But at the same time, they need points. So he's thinking about how they're going to get 2 or 3 points out of this end. And he thinks his best choice is to get rid of that yellow rock. They need access to that 4-foot in order to score points. Looks like it's a little wide. If she hits it wrong, they're just going to jam against the back red rock. That's exactly what happened. So she spills the back rock, almost loses the shooter, leaves yellow a shot rock, but it is not in the 4-foot. It still counts, but it's more than likely that people are going to be drawing to the 4-foot in the next 5 shots. Right, that rock is hanging out there. I don't know if it's going to come back in. There it goes, starting to make its move. He doesn't want to put it behind the tee line, because then that gives the red team an opportunity to freeze up to it, and it provides a back air. So you can tap into it slightly, even if you're a little heavy. Very forgiving shot. Freeze is very difficult. But if you know that there's a backer on it, you have options, then you go for it. And Ryan's eyeballing this shot carefully. If he hits and rolls to the inside, it's going to spill to the back of the 4-foot.
Same way, same shot.
Back of the 4-foot's not ideal for position. Here's Aaron's shot.
No.
It looks like she's pushed it a little wide. And that happens when you're trying to get the power up. Mixed doubles is more of a drawing game than it is a takeout game. As you know, takeouts are not allowed until you get to the 4th stone thrown. Ken is hoping to put either another rock into the 4-foot or a guard for his existing shot rock. Kate looks like she's online. It's hanging out there, but it does cut back at the last minute. Looks like that's going to be a nice guard. Still gliding. Look at that thing go. Okay, it's still guarding that back rock. However, the run back is a definite possibility. It looks like that's what Ryan is willing to try. You got to do something about cutting down the opposition's rocks in the house. All right, she's fired it off nice and fast. And it's going to cut in too early. He's going to make the guard. No. And that's always the trick. If you're going to up the power, do you bring the broom in for less ice, and by how much? Ken has recognized the vulnerability here, and he's probably going to try and guard those 2-shot rocks. He's actually lying 3, but I don't think they're worried about that outlying yellow one that's way out the 8 foot right now.
There?
Yeah.
T-line.
An inch more? Yeah.
He's coming in nicely. Get over the hog line, and they're good. That prevents a draw to the 4 foot on the left side. It also prevents the run back on those 2 rocks.
It's a little bit heavier, 6, maybe 7.
I just realized I had a download stream going, watching the game on YouTube at the same time I'm trying to upload it, so we may have some bandwidth issues in our club. As I said, the stream health was not so good, so if you're seeing a little jerkiness, bear with us. And we have 2 microphones out on the ice. They're centered between the B and C sheets, and even with the top of the houses on either end. So you'll hear sounds from the far end coming out of one side of your speakers, and sounds from the near end coming out of the other. What you're hearing in the left channel is Kathy Jackson on sheet A on the far end.
I've got this. Curl, baby.
Alright, looks like Aaron has made up his mind as to what they're going to try. And I think they're going to try and curl into the 4 foot from the right side, which is a doable shot. And they're just trying to cut them down because they haven't got too many options at this point. Might be going for that hit and roll. Don't know. Hasn't got enough weight to get there.
Let's tap it.
And it is definitely not coming in and curling as well as it does on the other side.
Tap it up,
Alright.
so 8, 9.
Looks like
That weight's probably good.
yellow ends up with 2. So that guess I heard Ken say 2.
That hit right there. Good shot, Tig.
What you just heard there was our dehumidifier kicking in. It's a big long windsock that goes down the center of the sheet. Alright, time to switch views on which end. There we go. You still have to pre-place the stones.
Back 4. I was going to curl up enough, so back 4.
Let's say Kathy may have seen this.
Yes, you did. You told me. Yeah, he's a little inside, so I think it might give him a safe throw.
Again, calling for the standard draw to the button. Freeze to the back, forefoot. Looks like it's holding straight down that line. Not too much curl. Even at that light weight. It's nice T-line weight. A little less than T-line, and it still didn't come over. So each sheet has its own characteristics, and it looks like it doesn't want to curl in that direction coming this way. Leaves Ryan an opportunity to hit and roll. More to come in front of it. And it looks like it's staying straight too. I think he's going to touch up the yellow rock. Just a little bit. So once you have a run in the ice, it becomes very weight sensitive. So if you up the weight, it's just going to hold straight. It's not going to come in. More so than with normal ice where it would curl. Alright, looks like Ken might be calling for a guard or he might be calling for a tap. Currently yellow is not shot rock. I'm sure Ken would like to improve that. It's cutting heavy. It looks like they're headed for the guard. That is going to change the entire face of the game because there is no longer a centerline guard for everybody to curl behind. Now they have to start playing more traditional strategy. Putting guards back up in place or doing takeouts. Plucking that yellow one out of there without jamming against the back red is going to be a delicate maneuver. He may opt just for the draw. Sounds like that's what he's doing.
That was a beautiful shot.
What you're hearing there is Rick Eswine over on sheet C. Looks like this is going to cut over hard and heavy and be right on that top yellow. Maybe not. It's holding straight. I guess there's not much curl in that direction either. So Ken's giving a lot of ice there. Looks like he's planning for the tap. Kay can give him T-line weight, maybe back 4 weight. But that may be too much ice. It's not curling in. Looks like she's on the broom. And he's looking good. In fact, it is coming in fast. All he needs is full 4 and he's good. Oof, not enough.
Let's hit this pocket right here. Lots of weight. Not too much weight, just half.
Oh yes.
Half.
That's the problem.
Already on the red.
Oh, this could get ugly. not going to like that. Okay. Yellow did not like that shot, but it was a nice run back on the part of Aaron Sagers.
You were just inside, right?
All right, so Ken looks like he wants to tap that rock back. Line looks good, although the closer you get to center, it tends to get a bit more swingy. And it looks like it is coming in. It's going to cut across the center line. It's not what Ken wants. And it looks like red is still just counting one. But Ken has created a nice loaded gun effect with his two yellows. If he hits that on the inside face of the front yellow, he can run it back into the back red.
Shredder glasses.
What's he got on?
Luke Drake came in last night.
What's he wearing?
He's really bright. Is it bright? Yeah.
Brian is looking it over. Knows what Ken is going to try next, because there's no secret on strategies here. He has to stop him from doing that and protect his shot rock. But at the same time, he needs points. It's 5-1 against Ryan right now.
Nice and easy.
Looks like he is planning to guard any raise opportunity on those two yellows. Comes Aaron's last shot. It's cutting across center line, much the same as Kate's shot did. If he can get a kiss off of that red rock, he should be able to roll over his guard, but no, it is cutting too hard. That will leave Ken a nice opportunity to do a double tap or a heavier run back. Looks like there's a bit of a problem kicking the rock and they repositioned it. May not have moved it over enough.
Give me a little more to work with, though.
This is a fast-moving game, and you're forever running back and forth up and down the ice.
Downhill skiing.
Please say somebody.
And sweeping all the time, so it is a very good workout.
I'll take anal bum cover for 500, Alex. No, you gave me about 2 inches more on that.
Line is looking good. Does he have the right weight?
Try this way, maybe. And if you put something,
Beautiful shot by Ken.
up in the 8-foot.
Yellow is now shot rock and well guarded. Red's going to be hard pressed to come up with a strategy to defeat that yellow rock. He does have those two long guards, but the angles have to be very precise in order to drive that back into the button. And your weight has to be perfect.
Well, here's the thing.
What they do have going for them is not very swingy ice, so doing heavier shots and takeouts is a lot easier if the rock isn't cutting across center line on you all the time. He's eyeballing those angles. He just has to get close. He doesn't have to actually make contact with that yellow rock. Biting the button will be sufficient. Using the yellow as a backer if he's too heavy would be good enough. But the angles do have to be precise. Looks like we've got 57 minutes and 43 seconds left in this game.
Let's try this one.
I don't think they're going to need all of that.
But it's only a draw with.
6, 7.
We've already used up 48 minutes to play 4 ends. So we'll probably have another 48 minutes to go.
Yeah, I like that spot.
Yep, I'm gonna run. Field center guard.
Looks like they've come to a decision. That broom has been placed. Now it's up to Ryan to execute. Not an easy shot.
Better than it was.
Here comes the shot. It's got some juice behind it. Looks like he's going to hit it a bit too thin. Oh, he got a little lucky there. He didn't tap up another yellow. So 1 yellow is the score on this end. That brings a total of 6 points for Ken Cato and Kate Smith against 1 point for Ryan Smith and Aaron Sagers. Pause now for station identification. This is the Triangle Curling Center in Durham, North Carolina. We are a non-profit organization. We have no paid employees and we're 100% volunteer-based. We opened our new facility for our first Bonspiel on April 23rd of 2015. And if you go to our webpage at www.trianglecurling.com, you'll find out more information. You can check out our events when we have Learn to Curls if you're interested in learning the sport, when we have our Bonspiels if you already know how to play, and how to join the league. This will be starting up in mid-January. And if you're so inclined, we also have a Donate Here button on the webpage. Right now we are in need of a number of items. We're in need of a new scraper to improve our ice conditions. And we have no flooring in our warm room. It is bare concrete at the moment, so I think that's one of our top priorities. I think the very top priority is getting a kitchen sink put in, because right now holding a Bonspiel is difficult when we have no facility to do dishes. So keep that in mind.
Got a curl.
Where is it? Yes. 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 Okay, over and out.
Okay, a little shy on that draw shot by Ken Cato.
At that point, yeah.
By now the pebbling should have been worn down fairly well. Here's Ryan's first shot in the 5th end. He again is trying to draw probably top of the 4-foot to provide himself with a guard and a second counter. He does cut in at the very last minute on this line. Yeah, he's getting around about there. It is not coming back enough for him. That leaves him fully exposed, and I don't even think Ken needs to worry about that rock at this point. Let's switch back views so you can see where it's at. There we go. All right, Kate has a chance to draw in on the left side. If you give too little ice, it cuts too soon and we'll hit the guard. If you give too much ice, it runs straight. It's Ryan's last shot. Okay, our weight looks good. The line looks like it's a little bit too wide. It's drifting out there. Here it's making its move. Will it come back enough? Nope, it looks like a repeat of Ryan's shot. Almost biting the 4-foot. Which means that that rock can be used to cut down the opposition's points later. It's got a backer, so it's going to be very hard to dislodge. Aaron's first shot. She's trying the same line, but I think she's even wider than Kate's shot, so it's just going to hang out there. That over time, ice can become dished. Most of your shots are going down the center 4 feet of the ice, and all the sweeping is happening there. You tend to remove some of the ice that's in that either through moisture taken up by your broom or some sublimation. So the center will end up being a half pipe would be an exaggeration. But outside of that 4-foot center strip, it tends to be flat, run a little bit straighter, and may even fall away. So the purpose of a new scraper would be to level out the ice a little bit better than what we've got. Looks like they're trying to hit on that rock, maybe a little hit and roll, but I think she was a little wide on that shot. Let's see what happens. It's coming in. It's a dead hit. Okay. Now that still forms an opportunity for the red team to do a hit and roll off the inside face of that yellow rock, and they can roll onto the button. I don't know what Ryan's plan is here. He may be planning just to tap that yellow rock, roll to the right, provide a guard for his shot rock, which would be a bad shot. Tough to tell. That looks a little heavy for what he's got planned.
Bump into it.
Tends to hang out there at
If I have
speed.
to reset, that's okay.
Comes in at the very end.
Meaning,
Looks like she might be light enough to make it come in. Here comes the hit. And it's another straight back. So we're rearranging rocks quite a bit in the house. Ken is going to try the same thing.
Back 8. Back 4 to back 8.
He's calling for back 8 weight, which is going to let it hang out there. If they've got the right line, he's calling for almost negative ice on this.
Well, we gotta guard one of them.
Did not come in enough. And she just trades shot rocks in the middle. And at some point, Escape has to realize that the shot they keep calling is not making. It's just following a rut very consistently, and the rock's going to go to the same place every time. It's very difficult to get it to do otherwise. Both skips have tried 2 or 3 opportunities each at making this hit and roll. But now there's nothing left to hit and roll off of. So I think Ryan's option is to provide a guard. He still wants points because they're down 6-1.
Backline weight. Backline weight.
You would like to remove that yellow. It looks like Erin is a little narrow on her shot.
6, 7.
Yep. And is going to... I don't think she's in any danger of improving the yellow's position on this, but it does open up the center, and now that red rock is fully vulnerable. Looks like they're discussing it. And I can't hear what Ken said or what Sue was barking on sheet D.
Take out.
We could.
And you heard discussion there between Kate and Ken. They decided not to do the hit, and they're probably going to try the draw. Right to the button, freeze onto the red that's behind the button.
keep that there.
Nice gentle delivery by Ken. Kate is rushing out to help, just in case it's a little light. I would say it's not light. So he's going to catch a piece of that red rock in the center. If it can cut over hard enough. Just does not want to come over to the center line when throwing it out there past the 4 foot. But that's an excellent shot by Ken. It's going to prevent red from getting any more than one, if they even have one at this moment. His better option, you might be able to come in from the right side with a little bit of weight, but I think you'd lose your back red rock. That's what he's talking about. Yeah, he knows it.
Same weight, I'm just bringing you in a little narrower. It's gotta hit.
All he needs to do is to nudge that yellow rock to the left and back just a few inches. However, there's a yellow guard out towards the hog line, which is going to prevent him from coming in that direction to do the draw shot.
Sorry.
He may be able to do a little bit heavier weight, but he runs the risk of picking his red rock out of the back, losing a shooter, and giving yellow 2 more points. This is a very delicate maneuver, and he is playing with fire. My guess is it's going to cut over to the left, nose hit on the yellow, jam against the back red, and he has thrown the rocket. This is the nuclear option, and he's yep, done what I feared he would do. Picked out his own rock and left yellow with 2. So that means the score is 8-1 after 5 ends. Let me see if I can pull up sheet sheet C. Looks like there's an exciting game going on over there. Not to downplay anybody's accomplishments on this sheet, but I'd like to add some variety instead of broadcasting sheet B all the time.
They are. Out or freeze? Freeze.
Action, Mike.
That's pretty good. That's one wide. It's okay hanging out there for a little while.
Yep.
Roll here. Just T-line weight.
Off. Off.
T-weight. That's the weight, but it's a little slow.
Are they touching?
Sorry?
Are they touching?
No. He's just in front of the T-line turn, like crossing it all the way.
Great shot. Great shot.
I'm trying to boomerang it off.
No, we don't know the water.
That's what they just threw.
We can try.
Now look at this.
What do you want?
Look at it.
Okay.
Freeze on this. So 7's good. 6, 7.
Something with it. Something interesting.
Let's go 5, 6. 5, 6.
Okay. Oh yeah. Hey.
Same shot. Good correction.
Good job.
It's good.
Oh, look at that.
It looks good.
Nice shot.
Yeah, it's a curl and come down.
Okay.
Finger curls. It's curling.
Very nice shot.
Nice shot.
Sit like you get ready to do it.
Just a little bit more. Whoever made it. Oh, man. So good.
Race it down. Why don't I want to take that out? I want to take that out. Because I want to be able to look at this.
Right here. If we rub off this, it's okay.
Okay, so what we're watching now on sheet C is the Peachtree team of Rick and Maria Eswine versus the Charlotte team of Jeremy Hosgen and Stacy Panavia.
Okay.
Well, this one in.
Looks like we're into the 7th end. The score is currently 6-4 for the red team, which is
Doesn't even
the
need to
Charlotte
bite, just
team,
a line
Jeremy
support.
and Stacy. They recently just pulled up a 2-ender in the 6th, so they do not have choice in the 7th.
That's why I don't understand. There's too many ways of saying the same thing.
Looks like Rick and Maria have opted for the hammer, because you can see that yellow stone at the back of the forefoot.
Right.
And I'm not familiar with the sheet yet, so I do not know how much it cuts in, but her shot looks quite wide. And wow, look at that thing come in.
Too far out, you're going to crash against that one.
So we're looking like we're getting maybe, I don't know, 5 feet of swing, maybe 6 in that direction. So it's just a game of weight. Can you get that perfect weight to arc it all the way to the forefoot? All right, Rick has opted to clear the center guard. If he gets lucky, he can take out a couple of red rocks here.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Looks like it's a spinner. You got a piece of it at least. Looks like there's a bit of swing in that direction, not as much as coming the other way. Center guard has been cleared. Jeremy's probably going to opt for another guard here so they don't pile drive one right down the middle. Spill all those yellow rocks.
Yep. My foot hit it. It should be. All right.
This has to be a nice guard weight. So we'll see how much it curls in that direction. Looks like it's coming in nicely. Will it come across enough to provide the guard? She might get a kiss off one of those red rocks and a little bit of pinball action. Do the same thing.
Great job.
Yeah, very nice.
All right, Maria. What? It's your
I want some of this stuff. That's fine.
Right on the handle. Right on the handle.
Right about here. I want you to hit this, hit this. That'll feel out that way.
Oh, wait, Joe.
Okay. I'm sorry. I will never make stop being fun.
Do you promise?
You were also outside.
Okay, a little husband and wife discussion
You can't
there.
yell at me for giving you too much room when you're outside.
So Rick would like those red rocks gone, so
We haven't thrown anything this way.
I don't like the way this is.
he's got a clearer shot to get into the forefoot. But I think those red rocks are doing him a favor because they're protecting, well, I guess red is shot rock at the moment. You need to dislodge that somehow, and it would be nice to have access to that front yellow at the top of the 4 in order to push it back and knock the red off the forefoot. Oh, she is narrow on this shot, I believe. Maybe not.
Good shot, Maria. I like it.
I don't know the ice on this sheet yet. They do. And they jam into that red rock. Lose 1. Does allow them a little bit of a sight line to that red rock, which is shot rock on the button.
I know. I'm sorry about that. Totally
So my guess is that Jeremy's going to try and guard that rock at all costs. But there's still the opportunity of a run back on that red rock that's just biting the 8-foot. All I need to do is just tap that yellow into that red, move it back a couple of inches, and yellow could score. And they know yellow has hammer here.
I don't want to tap that into that.
I didn't even realize it didn't.
Looks like the mic is picking up the sound better on the sheet C house.
No guard.
Alright, so Jeremy selected the broom placement. Looks like they're going to try and guard the run back for that center line red. That is a bit of a loaded gun.
Line's good. Yeah.
He is narrow. He's cut across the center line, and that's not where he wants it. Don't think he's too happy with that shot, but it's still not an easy shot for Rick.
Let's talk about how to do it. I think if I hit this red cell, I might be able to get this. If I hit this cell, I might be able to push back in. This one, I have less of a look because this is half covered. Yeah, if I hit it, okay, right here with this handle, and we'll go in.
Don't be wide.
Looks like a nice controlled shot. Will it come in enough? Here it comes. No, I think he's missed. Oh! Almost clipped it with a little bit of pinball action.
I'd like to.
Good driving.
I mean, there was, I saw there was. Did they want to try to power play, Maria? I don't care. Grab the other remote. You want to try it? I'm on board with not the power play.
Okay, so we're lining up for the final end on sheet C.
I am not a fan of the power play.
Red did take another point in that last end, so they are up 6-3 over the yellow team. So Rick is going to have to do some heavy point scoring in this end in order to at least tie.
I like the other side that we were doing. Yeah.
So back 8 weight.
Now can I?
Yeah,
You found the button.
I know, I heard. I just got hosed. We're making that a turf now. Okay, no bad. Curling turn.
A little bit. I think a little bit more. Yeah.
Sorry, having some technical difficulties on our display monitor here in the warm room. Looks like Steve has got it in hand. Looks like Stacy's first shot for the last end. Miranda's sitting pretty with that rock on the button. Looks like it had a perfect shot.
Yeah. That was made up for it. Oh, I almost got it.
And a hog rock that is embarrassing in the 8th end. You expect to see that in the first end when the ice is freshly pebbled and very stiff.
A little more than
It does happen. You don't want to overcook it and slide it through the house. At the same time, you need to leave it short for the guard.
Yep. Actually, I'm the one that.
Maria's shot might be a little bit light. I'm going to bring that in. See if there's enough swing on this sheet. Looks like there would be. We had enough weight to get it there. Fortunately, it's now going to guard up that side. It is an opportunity later on to drive it back into the button. I think Jeremy realizes that. But he's still going to come in from the other side. He needs to guard that shot rock.
Yeah, guard's good.
It's much easier for them to come in on the right side than it is to do a raise on the left. And since there's a good gap between his rock and the yellow at the back of the forefoot, just a slight tap on that nose hit is all yellow would need. Stacy's second shot, attempting the guard again.
No, it's a great
Looks
job.
like the shot is fairly wide. I don't think it's going to do them any favors.
That's sweeping. I don't care who you are. That's good sweeping. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
We're raising.
Back line.
All right, so Rick still wants to do that draw. Bring it in right to the button. Even if you just freeze it, you can always tap it later and that red will go firing backwards. Can't afford any missteps here because they do need 3 points in this end. It's going to be very difficult with the red rock sitting in the forefoot. And I think Maria's coming in a bit too heavy. Might get some magic off of that outside guard. Not a bit too fat. The shot is still there, so Jeremy has to do something about it.
I'll try not to be wide.
Back line.
All right, Stacy's third attempt at putting the guard up. It's tricky weight, and when you're throwing guard, you have to throw it a little bit wider than when you're throwing the draw. And when you you throw it wider, you're going into areas of the ice that haven't been traveled yet, so the pebbling is still fresh. It's a little slower, which is why you end up with rocks coming up a little short. Most of the mixed doubles play will always go down towards the button.
Beautiful.
Mostly inside the 4
Good
foot.
job, Steve.
All right, there's the guard. That's the one they needed. So Rick does have 2 yellows to play with on the left side, although they're not angled ideally. It is a possibility. But he has opted to clear the guards, which is not a bad strategy.
There you go. I wasn't going to make, I shouldn't have stopped it. I shouldn't have stopped it.
Yeah, where you want it?
This is now where it was.
Okay.
That's right.
Looks heavy enough, but is it going to come in enough? Oh, that made the angle worse on those 2 yellows. But it did clear out 2 of the red guards.
This side, this side.
Rick is running out of options. Jeremy's going to put up another guard as his final shot. This will be the last shot for him this game.
Go, there, go. At your feet. At your feet. At your feet. There you go.
Back over on sheet B. Looks like the team of Ken Cato and Kate Stewart is up 10-1 over the opposition.
What do you want to do?
And they have opted for the power play. All right, Jeremy's last shot of the game. He needs that guard. If you could even outbite them, it'd be good. Looks like he's trying to go right into the button, though. A little heavier than what he wanted? Maybe. Yeah, he's probably better off taking a pass if there's no hit and roll opportunity. But this is going to be pretty difficult for yellow to knock out both red rocks and keep the shooter to score 3.
I want it here. I need to go.
And that is the shot. You heard him say it.
But it's only 1 stone. So yeah, that's
Gonna go in here, let's try that.
It's all they got, and they got to go for it. So just to recap, he needs to chip that center red rock on the right side and carry a shooter into the back red, but he has to throw it hard enough so that that chip is enough to push that red rock out of the house. So he really needs to use the nuclear option. And you can see him cleaning up his rock in unique style. That, I feel, is not enough weight in order to remove 2 rocks from the house. Not if you're doing a glancing blow on that center red. And it's holding straight. You may not even hit anything. Nope. Well, it was a long shot anyways.
Outside, wait only.
That is it for our draw number 4, the Triangle Curling Club. We're located in Durham, North Carolina, and our Bonspiel will continue at 2 o'clock with draw number